Ladies and gentlemen, it is Royal Rumble week. Today, I am joined by the Xavier Woods and the Kofi Kingston to my Big E. It's Ryan and Ryan.
Hello.
Don't know, say hello at once. There we go. On today's show, we're going to be talking SmackDown, Raw, NXT, AEW, bold predictions, who's that wrestler, Royal Rumble preview, and the news. First of all, how are you, Ryan?
Which one?
Either of you.
I'm doing okay, sweetheart.
Good, good. How about you?
Doing well as well, thank you.
Good.
Well as well. Ooh.
What was your favourite show this week?
AEW.
Impact.
It's not even happened. Oh, last week's match.
Last week's in the pit.
What even happened last week? I can't even remember. I'm going AEW.
Well, get
The
to
fact
that.
that you can't remember is shameful.
So we're going to talk about the news first.
Cheers for that insight, Ryan.
I think we'll start with what I class as the biggest one, which is WWE is going to announce the number 30 in the Men's Rumble and numbers 1 and 2 in the Women's Rumble during WWE Backstage, which I believe is later today when this goes out. What do you guys think about that?
I don't think they should announce number 30. I'm okay with knowing number 1 and 2 for the women's, or if it for the men's. Number 30 is like that spot everybody, like, it's the most protected spot in the history of the Rumble. And I think they're just using that as leverage to get views for Backstage. And I think it's kind of shitty of them to do it, because the only way you can announce number 30 is if it's done through story, like there's a match to determine number 30, and when R-Truth for the mixed match. If you're just doing it for random, you're just taking prestige away from your own event. I think it's pretty stupid.
Ryan?
No, yeah, I agree. I think the only way you can get away with it is because there's no fans. So you can kind of get away with giving up because you're not going to get that pop. You're not going to get that pop. But I don't agree with it at all. Like, I think it's a joke. Like Ryan says, that's the most. It's the biggest. It's the biggest
number
spot in the Rumble.
Yeah,
biggest number in the Rumble. I know it's not the most. I know 27 is the one with the most winners or whatever, but 30 is the one where it's like, oh, who's going to be number 30? You know, because like in the statistic chances, you've got the most chance of winning because you're the most freshest.
Yeah.
So
it's the with you saying about the lack of fans, I didn't really click onto that. I was thinking more 2017 when Roman came out, or I think it was 2014 when Ray came out, and everyone booed because they were expecting something better. But if there's no fans, then it doesn't really matter, does it?
It don't matter.
And I was like, just give it a surprise or not anyway. Give it Dolph Ziggler, who cares?
All you're going to get is Michael Cole going, oh, the big dog, or whatever.
Dolph Ziggler comes out, all right, fair enough. Like,
yeah, exactly.
So we're all in agreement that it's stupid to announce number 30.
Cole says it's cool. Yeah.
Number 1 and 2, though, yeah, I'm down for knowing number 1 and 2. I wouldn't mind them telling us.
Yeah, because you know that straight away in the Rumble anyway, so it's not an issue.
There's no excitement towards that.
No.
I think as well, just putting it in there, I think number 1 and 2 for the men's this year, how amazing it would be if it was Shinsuke and AJ Styles. Ooh. How sick would that be?
Do you know what?
I'm going to one-up you.
Oh,
Sheamus, Cesaro.
Oh,
because they've not seen each other since the bar split.
Yeah.
How about I one-up you on that one?
Go on.
Big Kofi Kingston.
Oh, Kofi Kingston's injured and he's not even in the match, but yeah.
One better.
Ali said he's
Mansoor versus Jinder Mahal.
Oh, stop it.
No. Why is my light got?
Moving on to Jinder Mahal and Mansoor and major superstars. WWE are planning 4 major matches for Mania. This is 2 on the first night, 2 on the second night. Cena and Goldberg are likely. Rock is unlikely. And Undertaker is TBD. Thoughts?
I'm going to jump in straight away.
Go on, man.
You can't. They've done it twice now. Undertaker's retired once. Oh, he's back again. His final farewell, but it's not the way. This light, man. Sorry, you mentioned the Undertaker. It goes off. It's just stupid. We don't need it. We always. It's hard to say we don't need him because he's great and everything. But if you're going to say he's retired, keep him fucking retired. You don't. If it's for a normal business, you don't keep coming back every 2 months.
This will be the second time because I would say at WrestleMania. Was it 17 where he left all his gear in the ring?
2017.
33.
2017, that's what I meant. Yeah, that's what I meant. But yeah, the 17. I can't remember which mania it was, but Because at the first time we thought,
33.
oh, he's going to retire, but then we just had his farewell at Variety, and it's like, stop bringing him back. Like, stop it.
It was at
Leave off.
April
some time
2nd. April 2nd, 2017 it was. I bought the plaque. How
Really?
stupid was
Oh,
I
God.
thinking that?
Well, yeah.
But since I've said that, John Cena's very likely to appear, but unsure if he's going to wrestle. Who would you like to see John Cena face?
That's a good question.
For me, I'd love to see Andrade, but that's just
That'd be
thrown out
interesting.
I think
To be
if you're going to
fair,
bring Cena back, you've got to give it to someone that needs the rub.
Jinder
Like,
Mahal.
don't give it to your Rollins or your Reigns or your Drews or anyone like that. Give it to someone
Yeah,
that
but-
will actually do it.
saying that though, I wouldn't be opposed to having Styles versus Cena one more time at Mania.
No, I was.
You don't need
I doesn't need it. Does it?
Styles and Cena have done this now. Like, you don't give them a showcase match at Mania. You
Does-
don't need to be in a
does
high
Cena-
profile match. And if they've both got nothing on the cards, shove them together.
Does Cena appear in the Rumble?
I think he does. I don't know
Yes.
why. I just have an inkling that he will.
Imagine like he wins
Yeah,
it and
I
ties
agree.
Stone Cold on 3 wins.
Oof.
We're going to get into the Rumble in a bit.
Because
I'd take it
no,
over.
the only reason
I'd
I'm
take it
going to
over
say no.
Goldberg.
Yeah, the only reason I say no is because I feel like for a moment like that you need fans.
Yeah, true. Well, would the fans boo if Cena was to win the Rumble again? He doesn't really need
Probably.
it, especially at this stage.
Probably because he's not even a part timer now.
Hmm.
He's don't even know what he is.
WWE sells the WWE Network in the States to a Peacock. This means that for $4.99 they can get the WWE Network with ads, or for $9.99, which is the price you pay anyway, without ads. But the difference is you're getting more content because Peacock have access to all these other shows and that as well. So you're paying the same price and getting more. Like,
Just logical.
Exactly, yeah. It's a win-win for everybody, I see that as. Imagine if they were to WWE Network on Disney Plus. You know, I'm paying for both of them, but then I've only just got to pay for one. And I'm getting more. Exactly. It's win-win.
Yeah.
Ryan, anything to add?
No, it makes sense, to be fair. Pretty cool.
Not really
Pretty
much
cool.
to go on off that story then. I know that we don't really watch and talk about Impact, but there was one thing on there that I actually want to talk about. Rich Swann comes out to start the show and calls out Tommy Dreamer and says for his 50th birthday at No Surrender on February 13th, he's going to give him a championship match for the Impact title. I think that's a nice touch. Come out, like, it's your birthday, come on, I'll give you a match. He said it's something he's always wanted to do as well. And I didn't realise, but you've got No Surrender February 13th. And then February 14th, you've got NXT TakeOver, which should be called Valentine's Day Massacre. But
yeah,
you've got 2 pay-per-views that weekend. So it's going to be a good weekend to look forward to, yeah. Before we get into the shows, anyone got any news to talk about? It could be news in your life, news in wrestling.
News in my life.
News in our life. Another week, another not been allowed to leave the
12
house.
days, 12 days time, 12 days
doing-
time. My birthday. That's news.
12 days time.
Whose birthday? Whose birthday?
The Tribal Chiefs, mine.
Who's that? Chad, is it your birthday?
No, it's not mine, mate.
Your birthday, Feb 10th? Oh, it must just be a worthless date then. That nobody's going to remember ever.
Let's head on to SmackDown. So, Ryan, you weren't here this week, but you have listened to the podcast. 2 weeks ago, I went through the whole show, and then we spoke about it. But I think we're going to do what we did last week, is we just talk bit by bit. I'll read out my paragraph of notes, and then we'll talk about it. So this is how SmackDown started. I really don't remember it, so it's a good job I wrote it all down. Rowan says it took a pandemic to keep him out of the ring, so doesn't want to hear people say that he misses a day. He then goes on to say all of his body hurts and his back hurts from carrying the company for years, which I thought was brilliant. He says, what if he can't make it What if he can't make it because his back hurts and Adam Pearce comes out to say it's gone too far? That's in terms of defending his title at the Rumble. Roman calls Adam Kevin Owens' bitch, which means he's his bitch because Kevin Owens is his bitch. Yeah. Adam Pearce says he'll take the abuse from Roman, but not Paul Heyman. Paul says he's from New York and he'll whoop his ass. Paul Heyman books Adam Pearce versus Paul Heyman in a main event. I expect a card subject to change. What did you think about this interaction and Roman? And obviously everything he said was truthful.
I really dug it. It reminded me a bit of how they used to run SmackDown back in like the glory days of SmackDown, where anything could just happen on your show. It was just like the edgy sort of alternative to Raw, and I think they're sort of doing that back, which I think is something new, something different. And it was a weird show because we didn't only have that; we had a weird match in Sasha versus that fella. I don't know his name. That bloke who comes around with Carmella.
Oh, we'll get to that. It
felt like it was actually different to Raw. Like for the first time in years, SmackDown felt different. They just keep it up. They're killing it at the moment. Fair play to them.
Ben, this is your boy.
No, I can't remember. I can't. You what?
This is your boy.
It is my boy. Oh, I love the guy. No, it's just like
Paul Heyman.
No, I do like Paul Heyman. No, I just like. I feel like putting him Roman with Heyman as well. Like his promo skills have just gone another level as well. But I do like introducing Adam Pearce as well. You know, giving it all. What was I going to say now? It's like because obviously he's still part of the feud in a sense.
Yeah.
Adam Pearce, even though he got taken out of the match again, which we all knew was going to happen anyway. But it's like it's nice to like he's been included, and maybe down the line he could actually get that shot or whatever.
Imagine if like he replaces Kevin Owens in the Rumble. If he just comes out and
wanted him in that match. I was a bit gutted. I was a bit gutted when he got taken out of it. I didn't like it at first, and then like I got hyped for it.
Because it worked storyline wise. I was sort of like, do you know what? I could cope with this. It'd be interesting to see what they do, sort of thing. Sami Zayn comes out and handcuffs himself. Oh, anything's better than Goldberg. Sami Zayn comes down, handcuffs himself to the barricade with a sign that says hashtag justice for Sami. Also says he's entering the Royal Rumble. He talks about how he was robbed last week, and then Asuka interrupts him. He's basically there for the rest of the show, which is just amazing.
Did you see him do the Bernie Sanders meme when he first came out?
He put it on Twitter as well. Oh, we'll get to people coming out in their masks in a bit.
Class. I know where you're going with that.
Charlotte and Asuka are actually on this show teaming up versus the Riot Squad with Billie Kay. I said it's nice to see Charlotte and Asuka actually next to each other for a change. It's basically Charlotte versus the Riot Squad. Ruby Riot has Asuka for 3, but the ref is distracted by Billie Kay. Charlotte pins Ruby Riot. I feel so sorry for Billie Kay. Kay gets Ruby and Liv in the Rumble, and then Ruby Riot tells Kay that there is no squad. It's just them two. And I was like, that's sad.
Squad.
I was talking to Ryan last week about Billie Kay, and obviously when they split up the Iconics, everyone was like, oh, well, Peyton's going to be the one that, you know, they push. And because they're actually planning for Peyton and Billie's coming off her own back, Billie's actually managed to benefit from it more because she can kind of like do what she wants a bit more. What did you guys think of Charlotte and Asuka on SmackDown as a team?
Is that like the first time they've stood in the same camera shot since TLC?
They've been on commentary together. Oh no, they tagged on SmackDown on Christmas Day.
Oh yeah,
against Bianca and Sasha and Bayley and Carmella.
Oh, that was so. Yeah, but that was so last year.
That That's why you tune in for this quality comedy.
Ryan comes out next in a suit. Sammy has a sign that says "Stand against."
Ryan.
I thought he said that as well. Yeah.
Stand against moral injustice.
Outside a suit.
I need to show stuff now.
Brian talks about the Rumble and how exciting it is. Says he's happy with his career, but it's the one thing he hasn't done is win the Rumble. Cesaro comes out and says he's going to be winning the Rumble, reminding us he won the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal 7 years ago.
Stop making us feel old, Chad.
Brian asks him for a fight, and Cesaro says, how about no? Cesaro issues an open challenge to anyone who's declared for the Royal Rumble. Out comes Dolph Ziggler. Ugh. He says he's the second most Royal Rumble participants out of anyone, and you can ask anyone about his stamina that he can go all night long. Mandy says apart from his fellow dirty dog Rude, The only person that could go toe-to-toe with him is Cesaro. No offense, Daniel Bryan, but it's not 2014 anymore. Anybody got anything to add about that promo? No.
No.
Brian were all right.
Dolph was tolerable.
No,
That's
he's
coming
just a
from
dick,
me.
though, isn't he? Like,
For once.
he's just a dick.
Sammy versus Dolph. Cesaro versus Dolph. Sammy has a sign that says Sammy was robbed, change my mind, which I thought was brilliant. Loads of reversals. Dolph hits a zigzag. Brian puts Cesaro and Dolph over on commentary very well. Cesaro hits the neutralizer to beat Dolph Ziggler. It was a fairly decent match. Anything to add, guys? No.
I just love Brian's sort of new thing where he's like this old wise dog and he's always
Putting everyone over.
positive about stuff. And
Well,
yeah. Just giving back
that's
now.
That's his final run, isn't it? Where he's going to put as
Yeah,
many
yeah.
people as he can over.
Fully tell he's giving back.
I wanted to say that next up is the best thing on SmackDown, but there's also a lot of stuff yet to come. Sasha versus Reginald is next. 8K camera for Sasha. I think that Reginald got robbed with no 8K cam, but we'll get to that. Reginald gives Sasha a rose, asks for a kiss, but gets a slap. Reginald should be on 205 Live. Yeah. Sasha versus Mella announced for the Rumble, which I've written down but completely forgot about. Sasha hits a Meteora on the outside of the ring, goes for the bank statement, but Reggie reverses. Sasha gets a bank statement in and Reginald taps. I enjoyed this. What did you guys think?
Yeah, we're all right.
Yeah, really good.
Right.
And I think Reginald had a good cameo in here as well, in the match.
I think he was. I think he looked really good. To be fair, imagine if he comes out in the Rumble.
Yeah. Oh,
What, in the women's?
He can do the Kofi spot because Kofi's not there.
Yeah, I mean, someone's got to fill that void, haven't they? To be fair.
Goldberg's going to do that. What are you on about? Goldberg's going to be MVP of that match.
What's up with
John Morrison, he's in it. He could do it.
He could do it.
Paul,
Styles?
Potentially, yeah. I'm trying to think.
Might be too gimmicky for him though.
I would love to see Ali do it.
Oh, that would be good.
Because Ali is
fair.
replacing Kofi and has also got the potential to do it.
Yeah.
I think that'd be amazing. Paul and Roman Reigns backstage. Paul thought the plan was for him to get in a match. Roman explains he just wanted him to beat him verbally, and then tells Paul he has to handle his own business. I thought that was quite funny. Apollo versus Big E for the Intercontinental Championship. Sammy's new sign says, "Not my Intercontinental Champion." Apollo starts off looking dominant before Sammy uncuffs himself, hits an all-over kick on both men. Anything to add?
This pretty standard.
I wanted Sammy to stay there for the rest of the show. I thought
me.
it'd been better. I just have him there the full show.
Do you reckon that
I think it's a really cool gimmick though.
Do you reckon we're going to get a triple threat at the Rumble?
Yeah. There's no other reason for that. There's no other reason for that to happen.
Yeah.
And then have Big E lose and win the Rumble?
Yeah, well, no, to be fair, now, so you've said that now, but that would be a great way of
I have got so much to say when we get to the Rumble. I've got so much to say, so I don't really want to talk about it too much here. We get told that Roman has left the Thunderdome when we get a video package from Owens saying he isn't allowed in the building. Owens says that Roman has never beaten him like a champ and says he fights for his family and he will be the last man standing. It's obviously a last man standing match. Street Profits are backstage and again were more tolerable, same as Dolph Ziggler. They have a fruit basket for Sonya Deville and they ask for their rematch. Sonya tells them that she can't put Montez Ford in a match because he's still injured. She says she'll give new teams a turn, and then when he's clear, they'll get a rematch. My question is, which new teams?
There isn't any.
Name a team on SmackDown that isn't the champs or them.
Chad Gable and Otis.
Yeah, name another.
Probably about it. Lucha House Party at?
Well,
they're on Raw and appearing on NXT. So,
Jesus.
Since King Cesaro, but they're not really a tag team, are they?
They've sort of like split up now as well, like mutually.
Yeah.
Up next is the best part of SmackDown, in my opinion. Up next is the obstacle course between Bayley and Bianca Belair. Bayley gets Alpha Academy to help. Here's Shorty G, Chad Gable. If she was serious, Bayley could do so much better, like if she was actually seriously taking it on. Gable says it's all in the hips, as Bayley has to carry him. Bayley gets a score of 1 minute and 12 seconds. Bailey wants to customize the course for Bianca, basically making it harder. She has to pick up Otis, which she does, and it looked epic. Bianca smashes it in around a minute and then throws a and then Bailey throws a basketball at her and starts beating her up. What did you think of this?
I think it was great.
I thought it was amazing, especially with that Otis bit.
That was the best bit. That is the best bit.
Yeah.
By a mile, like just the way as if that even happened. Like
Ryan seems to be shaking his head there.
I just don't like it when they do stuff like this. It does nothing for me. Like when they did the Sammy and Bobby Lashley one a few years ago. I mean, this one was better than that one, but still, it's a wrestling show. Nobody gives a shit about the G.I. Joe bollocks.
The only takeaway...
I don't want to see that.
The only
takeaway in a match. I don't give a shit.
The only takeaway I get from this, well, the biggest one, is Bianca picking up Otis. Like, the strength to do that.
Yeah.
You know, Bianca looked so dominant.
Fair play for that.
I think that was what most of it was about, was just showing how dominant Bianca is. And that Otis bit was just like, wow, fair enough. Rey Mysterio is backstage trying to pump up Dominic Mysterio for his match against Baron Corbin. Corbin is out again without his Knights of the Lone Wolf. Dominic gets 8K can. Dominic showing off his athleticism from the start. Corbin catches the 619. End of days, Corbin wins. We don't know who that mystery person was who they contacted last week about their Corbin problem.
What the hell was that?
Oh, yeah.
No idea. They sort of just like...
Do you think they said that just to kind of get more? No, well, I can't even say that because SmackDown get a lot of views anyway. But it's the go-to show in terms of WWE. So
I think they just want Adam Pearce to book him in a match next week.
Well,
that's what I got from it.
When they were backstage talking, Ray said to him, "Okay, we'll do this your way, but if it doesn't go well, then we'll do it my way." So maybe we'll find out tonight / last night when this goes up.
I hope
see what happens.
I'm interested. I am interested to see what they're on about.
The thing is, I don't want a return 2 days before the Rumble.
Too close to Rumble now, yeah. Like for Rollins, for example, I think with Rollins, when they said they were coming back, and then I think they've looked at it and they've gone, so they're 2 weeks out from Rumble.
Yeah.
Why waste it on a sort of SmackDown?
It's like I personally wouldn't have announced Edge being in the Rumble. I just waited and have it be another surprise.
No, but I see why they've done that. Though.
Get more eyes on.
You're never going to top last year's. You're never going to top last year's surprise.
Especially with no crowd.
It wouldn't have surprised me if they just went on backstage. Oh, Edge is number 30. Ruining a return and announcing number 30. Like it would not surprise me at all. Could you imagine?
Main event time now. Adam Pearce is in the ring waiting for his match for Paul Heyman. Out comes Paul Heyman and he hurts his leg on the steps. Says card subject to change, which I saw coming a mile away. Out comes the big dog. Roman hits a Superman punch. Adam punches Roman. Low blow from Roman. They brawl. Owens comes out and beats up Roman. He hits a stunner, then a powerbomb through the announce table, and SmackDown goes off the air. It was all right for what it was. I didn't think we were going to get Adam Pearce versus Paul Heyman in a match.
Well, I actually thought Reigns had left the building as well. I fully felt
I know, and me. I thought, oh, here comes Jay Uso, sorry.
Yeah.
That was the first time that he hasn't been on the show in a very long time.
Oh, yeah.
Which is credit to himself, actually. That's credit to himself.
Definitely. Anyone got anything to add about SmackDown? Because we're kind of done with that now.
No, I definitely would have kept mine up, to be honest.
Yeah, I think you are.
Raw, the best show of the week. Let's get into it.
Drew
comes out and dedicates his match this Sunday to everyone suffering with COVID because everyone's sick of it.
Play.
Speaking of things everyone's... This is my note, right?
You had that plan, didn't you?
This is my note.
That segue.
Drew comes out and dedicates his match this Sunday to everyone suffering with COVID because everyone's sick of it. Speaking of things people are sick of, out comes Goldberg.
You just compared Goldberg to a fucking pandemic. That's how bad this has got.
Miz and Morrison come out and tease a cash in on Sunday. Goldberg comes out and tells Drew he's next. Miz and Morrison egg him on to fight, and then they get beat up by Drew and Goldberg. Nothing really for me to add. You looking forward to this match?
No.
I actually am. I am.
I'm terrified.
Do you know what I hope it is? I hope it's a Claymore, 10 seconds, done.
Does Miz get involved at all?
No.
I think I think there's a tease of a cash in, but like I said last week, I think it's a joke that he's got the briefcase back. I think it's a joke.
Here,
Yeah, I do. I think it's an absolute joke.
here is a bold prediction for you.
Amazing.
This isn't my bold prediction for the show, but here is
No,
one
I saw
for
that
you.
on Twitter. I've seen it on Twitter.
Have you seen it,
Yeah,
Ryan?
I saw the tweet. I saw the. Yeah.
John
Yeah.
Morrison to
Yeah.
cash in, Miz win,
Mm.
and then be like, well, hang on, no, he cashed in and
Yeah.
then strip him the title.
Do you know what? If you're going to work it like that with everything that's gone on, that makes sense.
Yeah, I think that's the only
I'd applaud
reason
them.
that
I
makes
would
sense.
applaud them. I would applaud them if that happened. I would applaud them.
Really?
I think they've
Yeah.
got to. There's a lot of people that
Okay.
weren't happy that he got it back. So by playing
Yeah,
it the other way
I
around,
But like, he didn't cash in. Like,
Yes, he did though. That briefcase.
No, he didn't. It was
cashed
John
in.
Morrison.
That briefcase.
Yeah, but the briefcase was
contract
handed.
inside
It was
cashed in.
handed
And if he
from
didn't
John
cash
Morrison
it in,
to the
if he didn't
referee.
cash it in, let me speak. If he didn't cash it in, why did he go for it in the match and actually try to climb the ladder?
Oh, because
it was a good 10 minutes.
Lad,
Because
it's
it's
not
the
even
Miz.
real. But
No.
because it's the Miz. John Morrison,
No.
John Morrison came down with the briefcase.
No,
he was
you
the one that
can't
handed the
have
referee the
it. No, you
briefcase.
can't
John
have
Morrison
it.
cashed in
Cash in.
on Mrs.
No, you
behalf.
can't cash
Boo,
in.
bada, boo.
attempt to win
Suck it up.
No, you can't cash in, attempt to win it, and then because you didn't win it, it wasn't be that
My
cash in.
God. Yes,
No.
you
you can if you're
You
Miz.
You are the Miz. Yes,
No.
you can.
I don't care who you are. You could be Roman Reigns, you
John
could be
Morrison
Flair, you
cashed
could be Zack Ryder, you could be Goldberg. I couldn't give a
Question. Who is, in your opinion, Miss WrestleMania? And don't say
Charlotte Flair.
Santina. Because she won the Miss WrestleMania Battle Royal.
Charlotte Flair.
Ryan? Charlotte?
I'm sure I won one for Mania. Or
Yeah.
twice.
You've been like 5 consecutive though.
They
actually,
lost
though, to be
one
fair.
year in that triple threat, so I won't
She
really call
lost-
Charlotte.
She's won one.
But she's had more consistent
Oh.
appearances than anyone else.
No,
At
she's won
WrestleMania.
2. She won the triple
Two.
threat with Becky and Sasha,
Yeah.
and she beat
And then-
Asuka.
That's one. She beat Oscar. She,
No.
won, she won last year as well. That's 3. She
Charlotte
defeated
beat
Asuka
Asuka
last
at
year.
Mania.
She beat Rhea Ripley.
Charlotte beat
that's 3 then.
Asuka. Oh, there's 3 then, yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, when
She
did
had more
she beat Asuka?
consecutive.
For the streak.
2018. She ended
Oh my
Asuka's streak.
The biggest match of Asuka's career.
In the same building, the
I've
Undertaker
blanked
streak
that out.
ended.
I've blanked
That's why they
that
did
out
that.
because it shouldn't have happened. I've
Lots
blanked that
of
out
them
because that shouldn't have happened.
Charlotte calls herself Miss.
Charlotte, yeah, Charlotte.
Charlotte calls herself Miss. This meeting will end in 10 minutes. So we'll talk about Charlotte and then we'll see where we are. Give it that right. Charlotte calls herself Miss WrestleMania before having her match with Shayna. Charlotte gets the figure 4. Then Nia comes in with a leg drop and ends the match. Oh, this show pissed me off. It really bothered me. I'm going to read out the whole. Nia and Shayna get
He's
beat
vexed.
down by Charlotte. No, Nia and Charlotte beat down Charlotte. Nia and Shayna beat down Charlotte. There we go. Before Mandy and Dana, yeah, Mandy and Dana come down for the save. Lacey gets involved. We go to a break. When we come back, there's a 6-woman tag match. Team Charlotte win by countout when Shayna can't get back in the ring. The heels complain, and Adam Pearce asks if they want a rematch. Everyone says yes. Mandy Rose looked dominant. Charlotte and Lacey run off. Nia kills Dana and pins her for the win. If this is Vince's way of doing no wrestling during commercials, then I CBA with it. Because it's a constant theme throughout the show, and it really bothered me. This is 3 matches. This is 3 matches, but basically only 1.
Yeah. Which is just annoying. This is why Raw's a joke.
Right, and
One
anything
of
to
the
add?
reasons.
No, fair enough.
I didn't even notice, to be fair. I was not invested in that even segment. So
Ali explains why he's going after Kofi. Kofi Mania happened because Ali was injured. Slapjack's turn to face Woods. Woods is not looking impressed and goes straight after Slapjack. Commentary talks about how Ali waited 2 years until Kofi was injured before going at him. Ali tells T-Bar to distract Woods. It backfired and when Woods pins Slapjack. T-Bar and the rest of Retribution beat him up following the match. Ali goes for a chair shot to the head, but stops himself, sits on a chair, grabs the mic. He tells Woods to give Kofi a message. The message is that Ali is replacing Kofi in the Rumble.
How stupid is Ali?
Why?
You're on national TV, you pillock. You know Kofi's watching. Why would you tell? What's it? You know, it's stupid stuff like that pisses me off. In front of a camera, you spaz. Look in the camera and say, "You're Kofi." You know what I mean?
Stupid stuff like this. R-Truth tells Riddle that the Hurt Business has got him 24 gold carrots for his
I
birthday.
actually like that, to be fair.
tells Riddle that if he keeps it a secret, he'll share the carrots with him. VIP Lounge.
I don't normally like R-Truth's comedy, but no, they're actually pretty funny.
I love him.
I think he's just a bit childish, but I dug that, to be fair. Pretty funny.
VIP Lounge.
I've actually grown to Riddle as well, surprisingly. Sorry, we're just literally slaying Chad here, but I've
actually grown to Riddle. Carry on. Talk amongst yourselves.
Ryan, did you have a nice day at work today?
You are?
Did you have a nice day at work today?
Yeah, it worked too bad, did you?
Actually, it wasn't so bad, you know. I mean, I'm up Forklift now, so it's pretty cool.
I swear I saw you at morning, actually.
Yeah, you did. I was covering Louis for the first half, and then I got put on compost later on.
Listening to this is so much better than watching Raw.
Oh, wait, Chad's here. Oh, Chad.
VIP Lounge with the Hurt Business is up next. Shelton comes out with a face mask on, which seems like a mistake because he rips it off and shouts shit on the camera.
Yeah.
MVP looking forward to the after party from Bad Bunny's performance this weekend.
Ugh.
Tells Cedric to focus tonight. Cedric interrupts Shelton talking. They give MVP a gold necklace. R-Truth comes out, and it is amazing as usual. Lashley tells Truth he forgot it was his birthday last week, but he does have a gift for him to come into the ring and get it. All the jobbers come out, including Tucker, who I forgot about.
Yeah.
Come after R-Truth.
Tucker!
Riddle then attacks MVP with a chip shot and runs away. Anything?
Just gonna say, when Shelton first came out, I was like, he's wearing a mask, but he's clearly not social distancing, so what is the point? Or what's he doing? And then I twigged, he probably just forgot, to be fair. I thought, what the fuck is he doing?
He came out and I was like, he's forgot that. He ripped it off and goes,
yeah.
Shit.
Brilliant.
It's like, do you know what it is? It's like when I leave work and I go home and I still got my mask on.
It's just natural, isn't it?
Like, the amount of people he passed in Gorilla, why did nobody tell him? What passed all those people?
He's standing out there with Bobby Lashley, Cedric, and MVP, and none of them bothers to tell him. R-Truth asks Adam Pearce for an opportunity to qualify for the Money in the Bank ladder match.
Oh, yeah.
R-Truth did actually ask that. That's not a mistake by me. AJ says he will give Truth an opportunity to qualify for the Rumble. Oh, there we go. Right, we're back. Sheamus comes out next for his match against John Morrison. It's a fairly long match.
What does he know?
Sheamus wins via white noise. Miz offers a 2-on-1 handicap match, and Sheamus accepts. Of course, we're going to
make that white noise.
Of course, we're going to a break before this match continues. Apparently, there aren't any countouts or DQs in this type of handicap match. Okay, then. Sheamus goes for the bro kick, but Morrison grabs his feet. Miz hits the skull-crushing finale for the win. Miz and Morrison beat him.
Sheamus versus Morrison 4 are actually a really good match, to be fair.
Yeah.
I really got invested, to be honest.
I don't really have anything to say. I'm just sort of like, yeah.
Sheamus is on a bit of a good run at the minute for me.
There's no.
Yeah, he's not doing bad, is he, the fella?
No Keith Lee for the second week in a row.
Yeah, this is odd. Unless
what is that about?
There's two things for me. There's either one that it could be COVID related, not saying that he's got it, but somebody that is associated with could have it, or maybe they're holding him back and then he's going to come to the Rumble and maybe win it. I don't know. It's a bit odd.
Yeah.
Rumble, just a sec. We'll get to it mostly in a bit. Braun.
Oh, Strowman, yeah. I've not seen him in.
Yeah.
He got suspended by Adam Pearce.
Oh, yeah, he did, didn't he? Yeah.
Like 2 months ago. So, potential there.
I think he needed the rest, though, to be fair.
Lacey and Ric Flair are working on holds when Charlotte walks in. Charlotte tells her dad he's going from legend to old man. Charlotte gets hit by the women's right, and then Lacey practices how to woo. R-Truth is in the ring.
I don't care.
Nobody does. R-Truth is in the ring for his match with AJ Styles. Commentary says, since being on Raw, AJ has a record of 12-2, which is pretty decent, to be fair. AJ says this is how you eliminate someone in the Rumble match. Truth reverses it and throws AJ over the top rope. Truth has a face-to-face with Omos. Our Truth channels is a childhood hero and hits a 5-knuckle shuffle. 5-knuckle shuffle. Went for an attitude adjustment, but AJ reverses it into a calf crusher and Truth taps. Do you reckon that someone that isn't in the match will eliminate AJ? Someone that he's stopped from qualifying? Because that's the third person now he's stopped from qualifying.
It could be all three of them, couldn't it? Could be all three of them. Yeah, but then how would you work that into an angle? Nobody wants to see Styles versus Gulak or Styles versus Truth at Mania. You'd have to work it into a Mania program, wouldn't you? Nobody wants to see that.
You'd have to pick somebody.
I don't want to see it.
Pick some. Oh, I don't know. They could pick somebody.
Do you think a legend comes? Do you reckon a legend eliminates him?
Who?
Styles.
Which legend?
What if we had Edge versus Styles? Edge eliminated him last year, didn't he? Edge does it again. We have Edge versus Styles at Mania. That'd be sick.
Oh yeah,
you could work. Or AJ eliminates Edge and ruins his fairy tale return.
Yeah. Because he returned the elimination from last year, and you can work that. That's actually sick.
That, and the more you think about them, I reckon that'd be a good angle to go down. 100%.
Stamford, Connecticut, hit us up. We'll be your right team.
We know what we're doing. We run this shit.
Lord knows you need it for Raw. Jesus.
Speaking of which, Alexa's Playground is backstage and she's recapping what she did to Orton and says she just wanted to have fun with Asuka last week. Shows her pinning Asuka last week. Says he showed her that new trick. All right, sweet.
Very cool.
Up next is Matt Riddle's gauntlet match. If he beats all 3 members of the Hurt Business, he gets a championship match against Bobby Lashley. Oh,
Lashley.
This continues my point from earlier. I'll go through the whole thing and then we'll talk. First up is Shelton Benjamin. Shelton rolled him up, but Cedric had distracted the ref. Riddle then pinned Shelton. MVP tells Shelton not to say anything. Sheldon and Cedric are arguing, so MVP gets distracted. Riddle rolls him up into a submission, makes him tap. Only Cedric left. MVP reminds Cedric to focus on the match in hand. Riddle used a triangle submission a couple of times and nearly had him, but in the end, Riddle rolled up for the win. This gauntlet match made it felt like Bobby Lashley's like the big boss man, and these are sort of like his henchmen. Riddle celebrates and Lashley gets the Hurt Lock in. Every single match ended just before the commercial, and the next one started afterwards.
I don't get why.
Just give me wrestling during ad breaks. I really don't care. And the opposite side of it, right? And this really bugs me. Wednesday nights. What do you guys think about picture in picture?
I skip through it.
I hate it. You know nothing's going to happen. You know that nothing has ever happened in picture in picture. I hate it. Just stick the ads on and get it back to me afterwards. Bobby Lashley, though, what do you think about like the big boss and his 3 henchmen? I kind of liked it.
Yeah, it's all right.
I think it adds to the like I was saying last week. I think this was going to happen, and it just adds to the because there seems to be a bit of a dispute going on.
Cedric and Shelton.
Yeah, there seems to be something going on there, which is odd as well because they hold the belts as well. And MVP got squashed as well, which I thought was pretty.
All of them did, didn't they? Really?
Yeah. So it seemed like I think it was obvious because you wouldn't put Matt Riddle in a gauntlet match for him just to lose.
Yeah, exactly.
Do you reckon they'll add that last minute, that United States Championship match to the Rumble? To the
I was just about to say that.
Yeah, that'll definitely be on the card.
We'll talk about that more when we get to the predictions then, because we're going to do our predictions, but then our official ones will be up on the weekend after SmackDown, obviously. We get an update on Edge next. He talks about retiring and getting injured again last year, announces that he's entering the Royal Rumble, says his window is closing and that he's going to win the Rumble, main event Mania, take his championship back. I personally would have had him as a surprise, which we've already spoke about. It's going to be a different Edge, I think, to what we got last time. Last time was sort of like heartwarming, he's back.
I think this Edge will be a bit more ruthless, I think.
Yeah.
For me.
I'm looking forward to seeing it. Again, Rumble, so we'll talk about that in a bit. Main event time, and I'm actually going to give you, Ryan already knows it, I'm actually going to give you my bold prediction for this week after this segment, because I can't hold it in much longer. Main event time. Alexa Bliss versus Asuka for the Raw Women's Championship. Asuka is out first, followed by Bliss, coming out to the Firefly Funhouse music. Asuka is a lot more aggressive this week compared to their match last week. Midway through the match, Bliss ends up on a rocking horse. Why is this the only match that continues during the break? All them other ones, You have a championship match, and they're like, right, we're going to go to break. Further in the match, Goddess Bliss is crying in a corner, confused on how she got there. This is so weird, but I love it. Lights go down, and she's transformed into Fiend Bliss. Asuka looks for the Asuka lock. Bliss overpowers her and locks in the mandible claw. Randy Orton appears behind her, hits her with an RKO, was finished. My bold prediction, Alexa Bliss, all 3 versions enter the Women's Rumble.
Ooh.
She comes out as Firefly Funhouse Bliss, gets eliminated.
Yeah.
Comes out as Goddess Bliss, Nikki Cross is in the ring. She goes to her, goes to hug her and all that, and Nikki's like, whoa, hang on, bitch. Gets eliminated.
No. She's like,
Fiend Bliss.
She's like, Alexa.
Yeah, that's really good.
And then out comes Fiend Bliss. I reckon we get the 3 faces of Foley, but with Bliss. I think the women need the numbers, especially if they're not going to call NXT as much. So I think this is a good way to take up 3 numbers, and I think it'd be decent. They could do storytelling with it.
The thing is that with men, you can fill it 30. Yeah. But I think even they struggle without bringing a couple of legends back. So I feel like the women's really struggle, and that's why they bring quite a few, like Lita and Trish have come back, haven't they?
Yeah.
Hardcore Holly.
No offense to any of Molly Holly.
Hardcore Holly.
No offense to any of the women on the roster, but you know that they're all going to be in it because there's not enough. They're scraping for 30.
Especially when you take up the 2 champions as well.
Yeah, and more or less their opponents as well. Then you take into consideration who's injured. So that's why they go to NXT for so many names, but I don't think they want to go to NXT as much this year because of the pandemic.
I don't like that though. I don't like that because they bring them up. Like that's kind of their like main roster debut. They bring them up and then they just go back to NXT again and they don't actually come up, which is obviously because they're not needed.
Just the waste, isn't it?
It's one off, yeah. I think it's meant to be like, oh, look at this person. If you want to see them more, tune over to NXT.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, did you watch NXT, either of you? No.
I wanted to watch the highlights, but I didn't even watch the highlights.
Ryan, did you watch NXT?
Highlights, yeah.
Okay, right. Skipping over to AEW then, because I really can't. Honestly, I watched AEW and then I turned NXT on and I was like, do you know what? I really can't bother. I really cannot be bothered. And that's like my favourite show. And I was like, I can't bother this week. Did you watch AEW?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, baby.
Eddie Kingston versus Lance Archer starts the show. Very hard-hitting match. Lance Archer is all over Eddie until Butcher and the Blade come out, dragging Jake the Snake. Bunny then passes Kingston a knuckle duster. Kingston punches him to win, and they continue the beatdown afterwards. Thoughts?
Nice. But what is he doing?
What were you saying, man?
What is he doing? No, just a nice opening to nice opening to AEW. Like they're good at that. They're good at that. Like strong openings. Very, very, very rarely is it boring when they open it. But it's a nice solid matchup, and I really like Eddie Kingston as well. I really do.
Ryan?
Yeah, it's a great match. I like the dynamic that they have, where it's like they're not afraid to do heel versus heel.
Yeah,
and I think I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure Kingston is a heel.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah, 100%. And Archer goes without saying he's a heel, so it's like, it's just great. Yeah. I can't praise AEW enough.
This is what I mean. It's also refreshing as well because you won't get that. Really. You don't really get
exactly.
it. So.
It's a completely different show. It's completely different, and I love it. John Moxley cuts a promo trying to figure out who's in the Elite and who's in the Bullet Club.
Really good.
He's trying to figure out who likes him and he doesn't, and who doesn't. He says that he trusts himself. I love this promo. Moxley, just not knowing who's who, and just like, do you know what, I really don't care.
Everything he does at the minute, or the last year, has just been gold.
Yeah, it's been amazing. Like, he's just so good.
He's so good.
March 7th at a pay-per-view that I haven't written the name down. Revolution. We're getting Darby Allin and Sting versus Brian Cage and Ricky Starks in a street fight. Allin and Sting cut a promo and then break some windows.
That were really cool.
Yeah,
I don't get the window breaking. That was pretty weird. When Darby just lobbed his skateboard, but then Sting mattered it. So it
and then they walked off and left the title there.
It's because he's edgy, Darby. Darby's edgy, isn't it?
Oh, is that what it is? Is that what it is? All right. No, but really cool.
Yeah, looking forward to the match as well. Yeah, it'd be good. Yeah. MJF and Jericho take on the Varsity Blondes next. MJF tells Sammy they need to talk after their match, then tries to get his opponents to quit before the match. It's my first time seeing first time seeing the Varsity Blondes, but they look decent here. They almost get the win, but Jericho kicks out at 2 3/4. Jericho wins with the Judas effect, followed by a Lion Salt that looked 10 million times better than last week's, because last week's looked very bad. Ryan, you said you had something to say on that?
Yeah, I just like Dave Meltzer said it before, and like I disregard it 'cause it's Dave Meltzer, but then I have to see in MJF on this week when he's like, let's just skip the formalities. I'll accept you to just quit now, sort of. I just thought that was piss funny. It reminds me a lot of how The Rock was in the late 90s. You know, when The Rock was on his heel run and he was like getting to that big star power. And I think in like 2 years' time, MJF is going to be a huge effing deal.
Oh, yeah.
And as well, like,
I think he's already
Jericho's, Jericho's Lion Salt when he like looked in the camera and smiled as well, as if to say like, you know, breaking the fourth wall. I know I did shit last week.
That was a one-off.
The thing is with MJF, he's already got the promo skills down to a T.
Oh yeah.
He's got the look. He's not an half a bad wrestler. Like, there's only a matter of time before, you know.
I love his work. He's always like trying to get out of the match.
The thing
trying
is,
to get Jericho in.
If he speaks, you listen, and that's a really big thing to have. It's a really big thing to have.
Because everything he says is just amazing.
Yeah, exactly.
Pac cuts a promo on Kenny Omega and tells him he's going to face his consequences next week at Beach Break. Not really anything to add there.
Not a big fan of
Pac. A lot of nothing. Really.
I'm fairly new to AEW, so I still need to see a bit more before I decide.
Well, I just think he swears in his promos because he can, and he thinks he's big and edgy, but he's not edgy. He's not big.
Like him being called the bastard either.
Not clever.
Yeah, like he doesn't. When he speaks, I want to hit him. I don't want to get behind him. I want him to get hit. I just don't like the guy.
Bring back Neville.
That character. Literally, the heel Neville was even better than this. Heel Neville was amazing.
Heel Neville, the king of the cruiserweights.
Yeah. Every sentence he says in he swears.
Shaquille O'Neal calls out Cody Rhodes and calls him a little punk and tells him to name the place and they will fight. Out comes Cody Rhodes and Arn Anderson. Cody says he wants a match. He wants a match at Match 7th at Revolution. He wants it to be Cody and Brandy versus Shaquille and Jade. Obviously, Brandy's having a baby. And Arn Anderson brings out Red Velvet and she says she'll team with Cody. Looking forward to seeing Shaquille O'Neal in a match.
Yeah.
It's one of them. It's like if they're going to give it, just give it.
Yeah. I could live without seeing it. Put it that way.
Yeah.
When do we bring in celebrities though? You know the celebrity is going to win, but it's going to be interesting how AEW handle it. Maybe 100%.
It's that's to be fair. That is a good point. That is a good point.
Hangman Adam Page comes out for his next match against Ryan Nemeth. Matt Hardy comes to ringside with mid-match. Nemeth looks impressive. This was his Dynamite debut. Adam Page wins. Matt Hardy claps, then calls for Tony Schiavone. Hardy tells Adam that he knows he's a good person, tells him he doesn't want anything from him, but he can get dressed in his dressing room, no strings attached. I'm loving this Hangman Adam Page character at the moment.
Oh, he's so good.
He sort of like lost himself because he's not in the Elite, and then he didn't join Dark Order, and he's sort of like, he's lost.
He's caught and lost in the shuffle, really, wasn't he?
I'm not sure if you guys noticed. I didn't notice till the other week, but they have two tunnels. Obviously, one's heel and one's face. Did you know that?
Oh,
no,
really?
I did not know.
I thought it was random.
That's pretty cool.
The one on the right, closest to the commentary, is face, and the other one's heel. And Cody comes through the middle, which is interesting because he's obviously. And last week, after the Dark Order stuff, Adam Page picked up a bottle of alcohol and went down the heel tunnel, and everyone on Reddit was kicking off. And somebody said he sees himself as a bad guy. That's why he did it. And I was like, wow, that's pretty. Yeah, keep an eye on it because they've got a heel and a face one. I didn't realize till last week because I'm quite new to AW, cool. But yeah, I thought it was random as well. To be fair. Dax Harwood versus Jungle Boy next. Luchasaurus is handcuffed to Cash and Tully so that no one can interfere. Very decent match. In the end, Jungle Boy makes Dax tap out. FTR beat down Jurassic Express after the match. Marco Stunt, SCU, and Top Flight finally come to help. Anything?
I think right. You have Revival went to AEW to get away from shit like this. Same with Rusev. I don't think they've been used how they think they should be used. So they left WWE because it was getting too gimmicky. Fair enough. They came into AEW, they won the titles. Fair enough. Had a few matches with the Young Bucks. Not as good as they could have or should have been. And the build to it was piss poor when they had that tag match at Revolution. And they left for greener pastures, and I don't think they're getting it. It's the same with Rusev. Rusev left because he wasn't getting what he feels deserved. And I'm not being funny. I can't really tell if I like Miro or not.
Rusev
His
got
character's
fired.
just the same. Well, yeah, but you know, like he wasn't happy, was he? Like he wanted to go and get better.
I don't know if it's the same.
I don't think they're being used how they think they are. How they think they should be being used.
I agree with that bit. Like they've jumped ship a bit and they've gone, oh, things will be better here, but they've not really done too much different to what they would have done in WWE, really.
Yeah, exactly.
I enjoyed this as a one-off, especially like them being handcuffed to him, because obviously they were going to get involved, weren't they? But like handcuffs, just bring them back.
Yeah, it was,
like,
it was something new to see.
It was something new, yeah. That's it, really. I didn't really. That was it.
You can't be perfect at everything.
Yeah,
they're arguing with bad bits, isn't there?
Team Taz are back in the car park and they beat up some merch sellers. Okay, Britt Baker makes Shanna tap out in their match.
Been there, done that on the t-shirt.
Hey, Thunder Rosa,
because he wasn't there to sell it.
Thunder Rosa comes out afterwards when Britt Baker keeps the beatdown going. Obviously, we're getting Britt Baker and Thunder Rosa in the future. MJF tells Sammy that he didn't ask Wardlow to get involved last week and that he docked his pay. Sammy says he sees what he's up to and tells him he's not playing. Anything?
No, I do like this ongoing feud between the two. I do really like it. Yeah.
Interesting dynamic, isn't it?
Yeah. I really like Sammy. He's pretty good.
No, I said
Sammy could cost them the titles if they go for the titles.
I think it will. I think that's what'll happen.
Well, yesterday I recorded Ryan's Let's Talk, and I'd said that I'm a sucker for an elimination match. Stick elimination in there, and I'm like, oh, okay, let's go. Right. Next week we have a tag team battle royal where the winners face the Young Bucks. If the Young Bucks win, they get to pick their opponents. Interesting, just interesting. Main event time, Young Bucks and the Good Brothers versus the Dark Order. John Silver looks very impressive. Quadruple super kicks was a new move to see when they all just hit him at once. Young Bucks win with the Meltzer driver, talk about the Battle Royal and their title defense at Revolution, say that if they win, they can pick anybody and look to face at the Good Brothers, which I thought was quite interesting. Ray Phoenix comes out and gets beaten up. Moxley arrives for the save. Omega comes out with a boot but gets planted by Moxley.
Omega's sell, that paradigm shift, were amazing.
I don't... The past couple of weeks, AEW have had like match of the year contenders for main events. I don't think this was up there, but it was still decent.
Yeah, I'd agree.
They usually 7 out of 10 more, like as a baseline, usually, don't they?
Yeah.
Sometimes they exceed that depending on what match it is and who's in it and what have you.
Yeah.
It's still like you say, like it might not reach the heights of the last couple of weeks, but it's still fairly decent. It was
still good, yeah.
It was what's the word? Can't think of the word.
It was all right.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it's all right.
Anything else that any of you want to talk about? Raw, SmackDown, AEW, anything, any wrestling from this week that's happened? Anything you want to mention? I'm going to take that as a no from Ryan.
Not from the top of my head, no.
Sweet. Let's move on to Who's That Wrestler?
Oh, fuck's sake.
Now, Ryan Taylor is 2-0 up. Ryan Taylor is 2-0 up in Who's That Wrestler. For those of you that don't know how it works, Ryan and Ryan will take it in turns asking yes or no questions. And whoever gets the wrestler that I'm thinking of right wins the point. Obviously, Ryan Sutcliffe really needs the point this week.
Let's
but
go
Ryan Taylor, because you are winning, you get the first question.
Put
you on the spot now.
You have, yeah. Are they currently active? No.
Are they male?
No.
Oh.
Right, just to clarify, this isn't a question, but it's not a question, but we're not doing 20 questions, are we? It's just
just as many, yeah.
Could be here all night with you by your standards, right?
After last week.
Woo!
Are they better known for wrestling in WWE?
Yes.
Oh, I think about who it is actually.
I don't think you
As
do, but
this
okay.
woman main evented WrestleMania.
Well, considering they've done it once and they're still currently active.
Well, yeah. Well, it could be free in. It's a currently active wrestler, you spaz.
It's not.
Well, Ronda Rousey's not really currently active anyway. Really?
No.
Is she? Let's be honest.
No, this woman has not main evented WrestleMania.
That is a
well, it's a fucking shame, innit?
I don't think so. Not when you find out who it is. Go on, Ryan.
Has she held a Divas/Women's Championship?
Yes.
Oh, I've got another good question now. Actually, I just thought of one.
Was she around in any of the years between 2010 and 2020?
Yes.
Yes, right. Oh, wait. I don't know what else
There's actually, now I'm thinking about it, there's quite a few that could be given the questions that you've asked.
Has this woman been in a men's Royal Rumble?
No.
Oh, I'll tell you what I thought it was then.
I'm going to shot in the dark here. Is it Natalya?
She's still active.
Oh, fucking hell.
Are you an idiot?
You
had to
can't speak
go
after
his
last week.
picks
You
for last
cannot
week.
speak after last week. You have no room to fucking speak, Mr. Flair.
No, it is
Kevin
not Natalya.
fucking Nash.
It is
Right,
not Natalya.
Is it Kelly Kelly?
Yes. It's 3-0 to Ryan Taylor.
Right, hang on. He doesn't get Ric Flair, but he gets Kelly fucking Kelly. Motherfucker.
That's not that being free, like, but he says Natalya. Right. The names he could have said that could have actually fit that bill. AJ Lee, Eve Torres,
Oh, yeah.
Paige.
Yeah.
And he says bloody.
Do you know who I thought he was? You know when I went, oh, I think I got it. Then I was like, because I thought, yeah, that's why I said it after being in a men's Rumble.
Natalya.
As she main evented WrestleMania, there's only been one. Two of them were active. One's Ronda Rousey.
Yeah, Ronda Rousey's not fucking active. Could have been Ronda.
Right. Ryan, you need to step up your game, mate. 3-0 to Ryan
3-0.
Taylor.
I'm literally getting digged.
It's okay though, because you're winning Ryan versus Ryan on our monthly quizzes.
That's the main thing.
Who's winning what?
Be honest.
He's winning Ryan versus Ryan, our monthly quizzes that we do. The Royal Rumble quiz.
Oh crap! I forgot about that. Yeah, but I'm winning this though.
Bitch.
And I'm out.
Yeah, but come on. What means more? Ryan versus Ryan means more, obviously.
This means more. If you get that reference, you get that reference.
Well, I'm not even trying.
Next, this Sunday we have the Royal Rumble, so we're going to do a quick Royal Rumble preview. Give me a few predictions. Obviously, tomorrow I'll get the official predictions off you. I'm going to go through the matches and we'll just talk about it. First off, I'm going to do 3 matches that haven't been confirmed / have whatever. Big E, Apollo, Sami Zayn, Intercontinental Championship.
Goldberg.
You're going to say Goldberg for all of them?
I actually was
He's
planning
going to cash in on all of them.
Goldberg.
Brock Lesnar.
Guys.
Honestly,
Freaking Helms.
Big E, Apollo, and Sami, I'd probably say Big E.
It's got to be Big E.
I've not really thought about it. I've not really thought about it too much. So it's kind of like I can't see it being Apollo. So that's I might be foolish for doing that, but I'm ruling that one out straight away. But it's between Sami and Big E. I just can't see him putting it back on Sami yet. I don't know why.
I think Big E wins unless one of the others pin the other one, and Big E goes on to win the Rumble.
That
is. Bobby Lashley, Matt Riddle.
Goldberg.
Bobby Lashley, Matt Riddle.
Lashley.
Yeah, I want Lashley too.
Leo
Rush.
Leo Ruff.
I couldn't tell if he said Leon Ruff or Leo Rush.
That's a tough one to call. That's a
Is
tough one to
it-
call because they've got.
Is it though? Yeah, I
Yeah,
can't see Riddle
'cause
getting one over Lashley.
Riddle's lost to
That
Lashley
sounded
in
book
a
Lashley.
championship match
If Riddle's
twice.
not, but if it's not going to be Riddle,
Yeah.
if it's not going to be Riddle and they keep feuding, then who's it going to be? Realistically,
Anybody but Riddle. It could be anybody. Sheamus versus Lashley would be all right.
Keith Lee versus
I
Bobby
get that.
Lashley.
Oh,
Keith Lee. Oh
Yeah.
shit! Yeah, of course, Keith Lee. Keith Lee.
accept that.
Sasha versus Carmella.
Sasha.
Sasha.
Carmella.
Really?
Yeah.
Didn't you
we've got
both
10 minutes.
go
Let's just
Carmella
fight
at
through this.
TLC as well?
No, no idea what you're on about.
Yeah, he did.
Ooh.
I went Sasha.
We are talking Royal Rumble. Royal Rumble official predictions going up this weekend. The loser has to do a forfeit, and this month's forfeit is they have to do a future cosplay, a future podcast as a cosplay of one of the wrestlers in the men's Royal Rumble. And I hope to God I don't lose again. Charlotte and Asuka versus Shayna and Nia.
Shayna and Nia.
Do you know what? I think you could be right there. Although I just think it'd be pointless just flip flopping the titles again a month later. But it makes sense in terms of the run up to WrestleMania for Charlotte and Asuka, which we all know is going to happen.
Nia Jax doesn't even want the title back.
No.
I'm going to say Charlotte, Asuka, and hope that they face the winners of the Dusty Cup and they beat them.
Yeah, I'm not. This one's one I'm going to have to think about overnight. And
Yeah, but that's logical. We were talking about a company that has no logic.
Yeah, true.
yeah,
Drew McIntyre, Goldberg.
Drew
Mac.
McIntyre.
Drew McIntyre.
Drew Mac.
Roman Reigns, Kevin Owens, last man standing.
Reigns.
I want this to be a brutal last man standing match.
I think it will. I think this
want
will
it to
open the
be-
show, me.
I want it to be very, very close. And I want Miz to cash in.
Nah.
What?
They'll be out, won't they? They'll be out. It's last man standing. They'll be out.
Yeah, but yeah, Jey Uso's going to be around, though. He's not going to allow that.
And my surprise pick, Jimmy Uso.
Yes. I think he's returning, this week.
I do.
Yeah.
Women's
Which is why
Rumble
my
match.
prediction, which is why my prediction is Roman Reigns for that one. But
Oh,
we'll speak
yeah.
about that later.
Roman, obviously. Women's Rumble match.
I was sure set on Rhea Ripley, but I've changed it to Alexa Bliss.
You all laughed at me for this when I said Becky Lynch a couple of months ago, right?
I'm still
Or a few
laughing at
weeks
that.
It could be.
But it's not. You're laughing, but deep down, like you're trembling a bit. It's not gonna be my picks. I think it's too risky.
We're
to pick
shaking
someone.
in our
Trembling.
boots. mate.
Yeah, you're shaking in your boots. I think it's too risky. I mean, you're talking to the king
I'm
of
shaking in my
predictions.
flip-flops.
I'm the king of predictions, so
Yeah,
You won
you've
at
literally got me
WrestleMania?
shaking in my flip-flops.
You are.
Hang on. King of predictions. What are you talking about?
Becky
I
Lynch.
went for
Predictions.
Becky
Beatles
Lynch is 12-1 to win the Rumble.
See? I don't. The thing is, I wouldn't go
No.
for it.
Yeah,
only
but Sonya
because-
Deville's 12-1 too. So
Oh yeah, true.
take that as
Yeah,
you
but
will.
she's got power. She can easily just insert herself at last minute and win.
Well, she can just main event if she wanted to anyway.
We've got
The only-
7
when-
minutes
when-
left.
when-
I want to try and get through the
when it comes-
preview, the
yeah,
discussion, and the
when,
bold prediction.
when it comes to WrestleMania, when it comes to Mania, when it comes to the
Fucking
Rumble,
hell.
you've got to pick somebody that's in the Rumble because I think it's too risky to pick someone not announced. But
Guilty.
I'm going to say, my pick right now is Alexa Bliss.
Ooh,
Yeah,
both you're going
I'd say
Bliss. See, I've put a bet on for Rhea Ripley. And I think it's either going to be her or Bianca Belair.
Bianca.
So my official prediction for us is Bianca
I
Belair.
said,
so then I win
Bliss-
either way.
I said Bliss a few weeks ago, and if anything, the few weeks on Raw have just like indicated that it could be the case. But we'll see.
Yeah.
Men's Rumble.
Goldberg.
I'm still stuck.
I'm not even taking
This
the
is
piss
the one.
either.
This is
I'm
the one
fully
year
going
where I
Goldberg.
can't call it.
I am absolutely petrified that they give this to Goldberg.
He's even sat up and going.
Mate, I am petrified that they're going to give this to him.
They are going to do it.
I
Because
feel
that's
like-
all they are.
I honestly feel like Drew McIntyre is going to beat him. He's going to enter the
Mr.
Rumble and win it.
Steel.
I'm petrified of it, mate. It's bothering me so much. I'm losing sleep over it.
It is, though, to be their credit, the first Rumble since 2017 where I cannot call a winner. And I've got them all right since 2017, but I cannot call this winner.
Daniel Bryan.
But
My
I
official
can
prediction.
Goldberg, but... See, I wanted him to win, and I had him down to win, but then I heard that report, and I just think Goldberg.
I don't really want Edge, but I'd take Edge over Goldberg any day.
I'd take anybody over Goldberg.
Ryan?
Kalisto could have it up. Well, that's a bit of a stretch.
I'm just gonna. I don't know. I'm stuck. I'm gonna say
Angelo
Edge.
Dawkins.
Final prediction.
Edge.
Edge, but it's not my final prediction.
That's fine. For all our final predictions, you can find them on our social medias over the weekend. We've got 5 minutes. We're going to quickly talk about weekly discussion. We're just going to roll off Royal Rumble moments.
Fuck's fucking shit.
So we'll go Ryan Sutcliffe, Ryan Taylor, me. Ryan, well, just go around in a circle, just blurting out Royal Rumble moments. Ryan, go first.
Triple H Cactus Jack 2000 Hell in a Cell. Was it?
I meant the match, but
In the Rumble match.
Bugger me. AJ Styles debut.
okay. Ryan,
John Cena returned 2008.
Edge return last year.
The standoff in 2018, the past and the present. It was Cena Orton, Mysterio against Balor, Shinsuke Reigns.
That was good.
Reigns winning the Rumble.
Otis saving Mandy Rose.
Vince McMahon crippling himself, 2005.
Mysterio for number 1. Or was it number 2? One of the two.
The Three Faces of Foley.
Hey, yeah, that was good.
Drew McIntyre and Ricochet battering Lesnar last year.
Yeah. Did we say Edge return? Edge return.
I said that.
I was going to say, yeah. Oh, did you?
Yeah, I said it first.
Oh, you said that. The first women's Rumble winner, Asuka.
HBK in 1995, 1 foot.
Ronda Rousey's debut, 2018. It wasn't during, but it was straight after.
Becky Lynch coming down in 2019.
Every Kofi spot ever.
Yeah.
John Morrison in 2011.
Yeah. Is it Raven or Maven when he eliminated Undertaker?
Yes.
2002.
China coming out in the men's. Nia Jax coming out in the men's. Obviously
Mr.
the others
McMahon.
as well. Winning
Throwing
it.
Stone Cold over top rope, yeah.
Everyone booing Rey Mysterio when he came in at number 30.
Oh,
yeah.
Have the Rock's return when he tried helping
the Reigns boo in 2017.
And Santino Marella in 2011 when he got runner-up.
Oh, that class.
He sold that so well. We've got 2.5 minutes left. Bold predictions. I've given you mine. The three bodies of bliss, I'm going to call it. We're going to get 3 different versions of Alexa Bliss.
I'm going to say it looks like Kevin Owens is going to beat Roman. Jimmy Uso comes down with Jay, or Jimmy comes back, returns, and helps Roman, and that's when we start to see the Samoan dynasty.
Nice.
Ooh, that's a shot.
That's good.
I'm going to say Seth Rollins, Braun Strowman, and John Cena return at the Royal Rumble.
Oh, mate, I had a massive list of people that were going to return. That's going to be my bold prediction. But then I thought that Bliss one, and I was like, no, that's it.
Yeah.
But yeah, that is it. We're out of time.
All 3 of us could easily happen there. All 3 of them could easily happen.
Yeah.
Definitely. On Monday, me and Ryan Sutcliffe will be doing a Royal Rumble review. And
I'll be very tired.
If Goldberg wins the Royal Rumble, prepared for the worst podcast you've ever listened to in your life, because I'm going to be fuming. I'm honestly, I'm terrified. I'm honestly terrified that he's going to win it. What a waste it is, though, if you give it to someone like Goldberg.
When WrestleVotes tweeted that out, I was like, oh dear.
Because WrestleVotes tweeted, obviously, that something, they're looking for a scary ending, and that is flipping scary. Yeah. That's terrifying. But yeah, we're on Twitter at Prediction Bold. We're on YouTube, Spotify, iTunes, SoundCloud, Bold Prediction Wrestling, Instagram, Bold Prediction Wrestling. See you in a few days. Enjoy the Rumble. Bye.